Hi everyone, welcome to Creating with Cardboard. I'm Miss LaSalle and today we'll be transforming this piece of corrugated cardboard into an infinity cube. Hours of fun and entertainment. They are so addictive. They just keep going and going. I don't want to put it down. It is so much fun to play with. But let's get started. Today I'm going to be demoing the smaller cube. So this is a 1 inch by 1 inch cube that we're going to start assembling. Remember that you guys can pause this video at any time. Okay, so if I'm moving a little too fast, then just hit pause and catch up and come back. Okay, now we need some essential supplies. We need cardboard. Most definitely have cardboard. Now it really just depends on how much cardboard you're going to need, depending on what size you choose to build. Okay, so for this one, we most definitely have tons of cardboard right here. We are set. Okay, so we need cardboard. We are going to need duct tape to put it together. Okay, so you can have one single color of duct tape. You can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter. It's up to you, however you want to make your cube look, okay? So we do need one, at least one, to hold it together. Now, if you only do have one and you wanted to add more detail, throw on some stickers. It will just add a little more spunk to it. Though, you can also add just duct tape strips around it. So many different options, and it's all up to you. So, let's put those away. Next, we will be needing also a measuring device. So, ruler or measuring tape, whatever you have available, you can use. Okay, I'm going to be using my ruler today. I'll put that one away. Now, you need something to stick it together. You can use a glue gun or trusty white glue. It works great. Just takes a smidge longer to set. So you have a little more waiting time to progress through the project. All good though. Works great. Most of us have this available. Some of us have this. Don't go out to go buy this though if you have this in your house. Okay? Now, you will also need a pencil, optional a marker, and a piece of paper. Okay, we are going to be making a grid system to help us with our measurement on our piece of paper. So, not mandatory, but helpful. Make things speedy quick in the measurement department. Okay, another thing you want to have handy is some nail polish remover, if you have it, or a glue remove of some sort if you have in your garage. I didn't have any of that in my garage, but I just happen to have some nail polish remover. Why do we need nail polish remover, you ask? Well, it just happens that duct tape is quite sticky. And when we cut it with our scissors, because we need some scissors, the glue builds up on the back of our scissors. So we want to make sure we have something to remove that with. I will use some cotton rounds. Now, if you don't have those, all good. Grab some paper towel. That works great too. Okay, so when you're cleaning your scissors, I want to show you this before we start because we all will need to clean our scissors throughout this process. Put some on your cotton pad. Hold your scissors. Make sure you have an adult do this for you as well. You can push away, cleaning any of the glue on your scissors. Okay, make sure again that you're pushing away from you. Don't come towards you, always away, and that will clean up your scissors really nice. Okay, so you might actually want to do that before you start, so you can start with some clean scissors there. Ooh, next time, make sure you always put your lid on your remover, just in case it gets knocked over. Not so fun to clean up. Trust me, it's not so fun. Okay, so you have the corrugated cardboard, a measuring tool of some sort, a pencil and paper, an adhesive of some sort, so white glue or a glue gun. You got your duct tape. Optional, some clear tape, but you don't need it. You can always use your duct tape. Okay, scissors. Now I actually use 2 pairs of scissors. So I have a smaller pair of scissors that I like to use on the duct tape. And then I have a larger pair of scissors that I like to cut my cardboard with. So, and then you have your adhesive remover and something to put, so cotton pads or a paper towel to put that adhesive remover on. Now, we're ready to start. First things first, you got to decide, what size of a cube do I actually want to make? Now we're going to be doing some measurement in inches today. So grab their ruler out. And you're going to look at your ruler and go, inches. What's inches? I'm not too sure. I've only known centimeters. Well, on your ruler, you have your centimeters on one side. And if you turn that ruler over, on the other side are your inches. So they are labeled. So you go from the end line here and go over to 1. That's 1 inch. So let's look at that a little closer now. Okay, as I said, you guys have options. So you have your 1 inch, 1.5 if you want to really challenge yourself with some measurement, and you have 2-inch cubes you can do. Okay, so those are all cubed up already. So you got to think, what size of an infinity cube do I actually want? So think about it for a moment before you do your grid paper, okay? Now remember, on your ruler, we're not going to be using our centimeters today. We're going to go over and look at our inches. Okay? So now, remember when doing ruler work, that you need to line up that first mark with the edge of your paper, not the end of the ruler. That's not actually 0. It's that first mark that is actually 0. Grab your pencil, and we're going to mark out each inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Go down to your bottom of your page. Do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. So now we're going to rotate our paper and do the same up the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now make sure you notice this little section here is not a full inch. You have half there, only half an inch. So when you're going to the other side of your paper, make sure that you're just going down and not rotating your paper, okay? So if you rotate your paper, you're going to get lines that are slightly off and they're going to be on an angle. So 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, let's join all those lines up. If you want, you can switch to your felt marker. Good job. So you can see we've added the numbers along with our grid system. That's to help us line up our ruler on our cardboard to make our lines really nice and quick. So remember, if you chose to do the 1.5 or 2 inch cube, your grid is going to look different than this one. So if you got the 2, you're only going to have your evens, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. You're not going to have these odd lines in. So you're going to have a nice grid system for your size. Okay, now that we have that down, we're going to add a little tape just to hold it down in place. So this is where you could use this tape, or you can use your duct tape. All works good. Just don't want it shifting around as you're measuring out. Okay, so let's get cutting some of our cardboard. Grab your piece. Now I like to cut it out along a bend. Sometimes it's a little challenging to get your scissors in there. So just go halfway, turn it around, come from the other side. There we go. Now, I like to work with my piece a little bit smaller so it fully fits onto our grid system there that we've devised. So I'm going to cut this in half again. And if you find that it's a little more challenging, go halfway. Do it all the time. Switch to the other side. There we go. We got our cardboard ready. Now let's go on to laying it out. Okay, grab that piece of cardboard that we already cut down to size a bit there. And we're going to look for our straightest edge here. And we're going to line it up along one of our edges here on our sides. Now, this piece here, it's a little bent. I don't want to keep that one. It's also a little compressed, it looks like. I think that was close to where the bend was. So I'm going to even put that above this line here. So what I can do, line up my ruler, match up my numbers on either side, and draw across. and just go down each one. Great. Now grab your scissors and I'm going to cut each of those squares out. Just go along your lines there. Rotating your cardboard. Take your time. You really want nice straight lines here. Great. And once you have them all cut out, you're going to put them in piles of 6. Remember, we need 8 cubes with 6 in it each. That is because if I only had 4, it looks square this way, but if I rotated it around, put my other one around, you can tell that it has not enough in to be square. So we need to add more on there. Let's move those out. So if I then grab another one here, put it up against, and I can tell they are the same height. So no matter which way I rotate it, now they're all going to be the same height. Okay, so take your cubes, and once you've stacked them, just put them on the side. Okay, count up all of your pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you got all your pieces. Excellent. Now, if you're missing any, feel free to cut a few more right now, right? If you notice again as you're going along, oops, I did forget one. I don't have enough. Then cut some more then too. Okay, when we are gluing up, look at the difference in the edges of your cardboard. So what we want to do, we want to make sure that they're alternating. So you can see the corrugation on this one, and this one you can't. So if I rotate it there, you can. Rotate it that way, you can't. So why we were doing this is because now it becomes more firm. So if I don't have them together and I push on them, it bends easily. Okay, so we want to add more structure to our cube. We don't want it deforming as we're playing with it. So what you're going to do is going to go back and forth, just like plywood is. So plywood is laminated with the grains going one way and then rotating and rotating. So it adds more stability to it. So we're going to do that with our cardboard. So let's start. We're going to start with some of the white glue. What you're going to do, put a dab in the middle. Remember to look at your edge. Which way is it going? There we go. Another dab. Lots of dabs. What if you missed one and put it the same way? Don't worry about it. It's going to work fine, okay? Now, make sure it's square. So I'm squeezing it between my two fingers. You can use a surface then too. Now, white glue takes a little longer to set than the glue gun. So once you got it nice and square, now if you have pieces that are sticking out, maybe one got cut a little long, that's okay. Once it's set, then you can trim it off, okay? So what we're going to do now, hold it together, we're going to count to 20, and then we're going to place it aside and let it dry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so I'm going to place that down, and it is going to take a little more time to cure. So a good time, once you get all these glued up, have a little break and then come back to do the final assembly. So going on to the glue gun now. Remember to plug it in slightly before you want to use it. Make sure you have an adult supervision to use it. Don't touch. Remember, no touching the tip. No putting glue on your fingers. You want to make sure that the glue is only going on your cardboard pieces. Okay, let's see if mine's warm enough. Oh, look at this one. I don't know if you guys can see. This one actually, there we go. You can see it now. It actually has some tape on it. Don't worry if there's still packing tape left on your cardboard. It's fine. It's really good. If you have a damaged one too, has a little bit of a paper taken off, all good. Don't worry. I wouldn't necessarily maybe keep a damaged one for the top, but maybe sneak it into the center there of your cube. Okay, so with your glue gun, little dab. Oop. There it goes. Little dab. Look at your pieces, alternating. You still have a little bit of time with the glue gun for it to set as well, so you can fix and keep it in square. See, really little amount in the middle. Great. You got all 8 of yours glued up. Well done. Okay, next for assembly. Okay, so we're on to final assembly now. So what we want to do is make sure we have them in groups of 2. Just going to put these up here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taping 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so now is the time if you're doing multiple colors and you want it looking all one color when you're flipping it around. When it comes to the stage, this is when you want to choose which color you want to start with. Okay, so we are going to start with some purple, or I'm going to start with some purple. So what you want to do when you're measuring out your duct tape, find the trusty end there. Let's do this group here. Now something I do want to mention before I start taping, you notice that I have all similar sides up. So I don't have one like that and like that. So I want all of these edges to be around on the same side and all of my flat on the same side as well. Okay, so I want to measure out my duct tape, and I just roughly measuring, hovering it over top my two cubes there, and that looks about good. Flip it over, and nice and sticky, as you can see. And there's a few different ways that we can put this on. So you can hold it with your pointer fingers and your thumbs. And what you're going to do is with your middle fingers, you're going to squeeze together those cubes. Okay, squeeze them together. We're going to go along that straight edge of the duct tape. Push it down. Yeah, it's sticking to my finger here. Got it up. Okay. So that is one way of putting this tape on. You're going to turn it over. Grab your scissors. You're going to cut nice and close. Now I'm folding the duct tape here because I don't want it to stick back onto my scissors as I'm cutting. There we go. We got one set. Now, need another piece of duct tape. Let's bring another set out here. Put that one up there. A little bit bigger than what we need. It's a little too much. Turn it over. There we go. Now a different way that you can put it on is holding your tape down. And then taking your pieces. That one's flipping up. And you can push down one. And the other one, making sure they're really nice and snug. Okay, let's make sure that's down. Push down, and again, trimming off that extra duct tape. You're going to do this for each set. You choose which way you like to put it on. Now, I don't know if you noticed with this one, but I didn't get as close. That's okay. I don't have another piece of duct tape here that it's going to cover over. So I can just push it down. But be mindful of this little joint here. So it needs a little tiny snip. For then, now it can bend. Okay. That is step number 1. Okay, for our next step, step number 2. So what we're going to be doing is joining together our two of our sets. So we're going to be putting them on the side here, and we're going to be joining these 2 pieces. Okay, so step number 2. I have some magically cut duct tape already. Now when you're doing this, another way I like to do it, I kind of separate them first. And I look at my duct tape and I notice I actually have a really nice straight edge here and here. So I'm going to flip one up and align that with the edges. I'm going to pull it back, get my other set, push it up against, lift that other one out of the way, and place down the duct tape across. There we go. Push it down. Turn it over, trim it off. Now, there you go. One more join there. Now these end pieces, these singles here, they are going to be the green as well. So what you can do is just finish off this side before going on to the next. Okay, so now you have 2 sides complete. So for me, it's my purple and my greens. Our next step is we have our purple and our green. Our next step is going to be to flip up our sides, and we're going to join these 2 pieces together. So it's taking them here, flipping up purple to purple, and we're going to be joining across this way. Okay, so our greens are there. Grab your duct tape, squeeze together. Line it up. Push down. Grab another one and do 2 at a time. Okay, so you have two sides that are pink, green, green. Now, if you flip it over, so do the flat side of the cardboard, not any of the edged piece. We're going to the flat. Now this, if you want it to be all one color when it's rotating, when it's in the flat position, these are going to be pink as well. Okay, so I've used pink on this side, so the opposite side is going to be pink as well. So now to get those, it's a little more challenging if it's in the cube form here. Can bend and open it up there. And then that now gives me access to my end points here. We can grab our duct tape and go along each of those. Okay, so now you actually notice that your cube is rotating, a few sticking together there. But we're not done quite yet. So, okay, started with our purple. And then we went to our green. We went to our pink. And now our next step is going to be doing the sides. So you can see there's a tape join here and here. So we're going to join these two together. So as you can see right here and here. And then again on the other side, we're going to do there and there. Okay. So for this one, pull it apart a little bit there. Find your nice straight edge. I got a nice straight one on that side. Okay, now we can go on to our next step. So we have it up to our pink, and go to our green, then our orange, and then we are going to put on our next number here, our fifth one. So what we're going to do, green, orange, and then right there. So that's how we want to look. So we're going to put a piece across this section here, and then our singles on the side. Guys are getting really good at this now.
Okay, so now you're really on a roll. You're pretty much down to your last one. See how addictive it is? Just want to keep folding it. Okay. Now, we need to do a join across here, and then on the other side we have the 4 singles again, just like how we did the pink. Oh, congratulations! You now have a completed infinity cube.